Welcome everyone. Today I'm presenting an Arimaa game again. This time it is not me doing very badly against a very low AI. This time it is the players Omar and chessandgo. They are pretty good. At least Omar is the inventor of this game and chessandgo is one of the best players of it. And we see Omar with the gold pieces and chessandgo with the silver pieces. And they have chosen their setups. Omar has all his major pieces in the first row, and he attacks the opposing camel right out with his elephant. Let's see what chessandgo does. He pulls out several pieces at once and doesn't do the same to his opponent. The camel is protected because it cannot be thrown into this trap, and if he tries to pull it out, it will be standing next to this elephant and can move. But he decides to take control over the f6 trap, so nothing from him can be thrown into this one. And chessandgo, or I will call them gold and silver for the easiness of commenting, brings out more of his pieces, and I think he will probably try to capture another, or at least contest one of the other traps. This is usually the case when you bring out several pieces. Now the camel got dragged over here, and it could be freed by the elephant going here, and then it could go into this direction, but I don't, or it could also go back. It would be 1, 2, 3 moves to go back where it was, and he would have a remaining move, so he would neutralize his opponent's last move with less moves than it cost him to do what he did. So I don't think this was the best possible play, but keep in mind I also do not have a lot of clue about this game, but this is just my amateurish opinion. So instead of reversing his opponent's move, he goes right for the c3 trap with his horse and leaves the camel where it is. But there is not much harm that can be done to the camel anyways in this position. The move time is relatively short. As we can see, it is 1 minute per move, and with a reserve of 3 minutes initially, but you get to keep everything you spend, so this game won't be very long. I think it might last around about 20 minutes or so. That's a usual time in this time control. And yeah, gold is thinking about what to do next, and honestly, if I was in his position, what would I want to try? Okay, I don't have to think about it anymore because he found the good answer for himself. He pushes up his dog on the left side of the board and puts his camel under the c3 trap, so there is no immediate danger for him at this trap, at least. I think that silver probably will expand further into this the central territory, maybe even advancing some of his rabbits. Advancing the rabbits is a double-edged sword, of course. If you advance them anywhere near the opponent's traps where you have no control over them, it might happen that they get captured, but they also pose threats that your opponent eventually has to deal with, because a rabbit close to the exit, which is the opponent's back rank, will win the game, and the more rabbits you have close to this, the more threats you can pose. But as I said, it is also dangerous because they could be captured. Now this is interesting. He stabs his camel right into his own trap. Of course, there is no immediate threat of it getting captured, but it could be, I don't know the word for it, if you hold an enemy piece over a trap, but I don't think that this will be done. Instead he tries to pull the dog away, and most likely with the sort of threatening to throw it into the f3 trap. But Silver can free the dog in several ways. He could, for example, push his other dog here, and then this dog would be free to move again. He could also maybe just put his horse over here, so this trap isn't that dangerous. It would even give him more control over it if the dog is brought here, but okay, Silver is now pulling one of the rabbits. Pulling the rabbits has a permanent effect on the game because it cannot be undone if they are pulled ahead, since rabbits can never move backwards. All the other pieces, of course, can do it. But it is still very close to his home and could always move away from the immediate threat. And as I said, pulling the rabbits, so as advancing the rabbits, also pulling the rabbits is a double-edged sword, because not only do you threaten to capture them into one of your traps, you also create a threat for the enemy to goal. This is the term how it is called if you reach the other side with your rabbit. And Gold once again spending some of his reserve to think about his move. Will he continue pushing the dog into the direction of the f3 trap? Will he unpin the rabbit? Yes, he did, and he also brought his camel up over here. This is potentially dangerous because now this trap is only defended by the horse, and if a piece of the enemy would be brought near, he could use the elephant to pull the horse in, but of course this cannot be done in one turn. There would be at least 2 turns necessary to bring anything near. Also, this camel would block, for example, the route of this horse, and this elephant would block the route of this camel. I'm interested to see if the camel will step out of the trap or if it will stay inside. Waiting for the move. I don't really know what to talk about in the meantime. Maybe he will also free his dog, because it is still locked down to the elephant. But in general that isn't too bad, because you usually will want to lock down the mightiest piece you can lock down, which in this case would be the camel. Oh, and now Silver grabs the golden camel, and the only way to retreat it is into this direction, because he can now, for example, bring his elephant close to it, and then he could retreat the camel. But being pinned to the side with the camel isn't really helping you in the long term, especially not if the elephant is still posing a threat, and that he is. He is now threatening to push this horse into the c3 trap. So the c3 trap needs definitely be protected, and the camel, I think it also is immediately threatened, because no, it isn't. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it would take him 5 steps to push this camel in, because he first would have to remove his own camel from here, which he hasn't done. But So he needs to save the horse and probably, I think, putting